Procrastination is the enemy of progress. The best thing to do is just start. Don't start with no money. How can you make dropshipping better as a business model? Hello peeps, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where we talk about everything personal development, from your academics to your finances to your relationships. Guys, we've got you. So if you like that and my more juicy content, please hit the subscribe button below and become part of the family. And also just take this to the big sister giving you advice, because those don't come around anyhow. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Today we're talking about how to save money on warehousing, or how to start your business and ensure that you don't spend a lot of money on premises, and that's going to be our topic. So obviously when you start a business, you want to spend as less money as possible, and I always say this: you want to operate at a profit more than you operate at your expenses. So that is what we're trying to do here. And when you talk about spending no money on warehousing, it's not a scam, it's not a trick, and it is simply the truth. How do we spend no money on warehousing? Tip number one is try to go digital. And we all know that the world is going digital today. Everything is literally online. You literally have libraries online, you have studios online, you have different things. People are able to record on their phones and even put the songs out there. So even you as a business, you need to have that ability to change and to adapt to the environment. And so it is better to operate online, because if you're running a firm, like let's say an auditing firm, or if you're doing something like consultancy, it would be better to run your business online, because you actually save money on premises, and you find that most of the time you're actually doing your work or your business, you'll have to travel to the offices of the people that you're working for, and you'll find that most of the time when that happens, maybe there's just 1 or 2 employees left at the office, and that honestly feels like a sheer waste of money. So you want your employees to work remotely, you want most of your things to be done online, and maybe when you want to, let's say, carry out an interview or you want to hire, then you can probably maybe book a room at a hotel so that you can do your interviews there, so that you look more professional. And you can also book rooms at a hotel, maybe if you want to have a physical meeting, or you want to meet your employees, or anything else. So that is one way you can save on costs on premises. Then if you're doing a business, like for instance you are manufacturing clothes, I wouldn't recommend going online, because you actually can't have your work done online. So if you're doing something that requires hands-on work, I would advise that you start your business from home. There is no need to rent a place, there's no need to rush everything, especially if you don't have the capacity to pay for such offices or such premises. It's better to start from home. You can already use your house. Let's say if you're paying rent or you're paying a mortgage, you already have that going on, and you don't want to have double costs. So if you start your business from home, well and good, because then you cut down the cost of rent, and that helps us maximize our profits. And overall, that is what we want to do. Third tip that I would give, this is mostly for the people that do retail trade. So let's say if you are ordering from supplier, third party, and selling to other people, I would recommend dropshipping as a business model. So what is dropshipping? So dropshipping basically is a business model where you get to sell things to your clients, but then you don't keep your stock in hand. What do I mean? So what I mean is, you basically advertise to your client and tell them, no, I have these products on sale, and instead of ordering goods from your suppliers and bringing them back to you, your supplier then directly ships the goods from their warehouse to the customers. So meaning that you don't have to actually handle the goods yourself. So meaning your supplier does your packaging, your supplier does your delivery, and basically helps you cut down on costs. I've heard most people say things like drop shipping is a scam, which I don't agree with, because I feel like drop shipping is a business model just like everything else, and you don't expect it to be a get rich quick scheme. scheme, and you don't expect it to be, overnight and you're suddenly rich. No, it's a business model. So obviously it has its pros and cons. Then we go into the pros and cons of dropshipping. What are the advantages? So the advantages of doing a dropshipping business is the fact that you don't actually get to handle your goods hands-on, so you don't actually keep your stock and your stock is not with you, and so you don't have such expenses like warehousing or transportation of the goods to from the supplier to you and other extra costs. So it cuts down your costs. Second advantage of dropshipping is that it cuts down things like delivery. So basically you're just handling your customer service, your advertising, and basically finding clients and having the supplier do the rest of the dirty work for you. So it is a really good business model, especially if you don't have enough money to order in bulk, and if you just entered a new market and you don't know how the goods are going to perform or whether you're going to get clients or not. Instead of you actually just putting your money forward and just ordering things and hoping that they sell, you can start as a drop shipper, then start to advertise the goods, and then when you have customers, your customers then come in, and then you can then begin to order in bulk, because then you actually already have clients and you're sure your goods are going to sell. So those are the advantages of drop shipping. And just like any other thing, it has got its advantages and disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages of drop shipping? The cons of drop shipping is one, you don't get to see how the goods are actually getting to your client. So you don't get to see if it's to your level of excellence, it's to your level of standard, and hence it's difficult to build a brand, because basically a brand is what shows people who your company is, right? It's your identity, and obviously how you carry out your business is part of your brand, and you want your brands to be associated with a certain level of excellency, to be held in certain level of esteem. And in dropshipping, you don't really get that, because you don't know what your suppliers are delivering to your clients. So you don't have one-on-one basis to inspect the products and see if they're actually really good products. So that is a very big con. Another thing also is when your goods are being delivered to your customer, right, your packaging is not done by you. So you can't then build your brand. Like you can't add your brand colors to the packaging. You can't, write thank you cards or stuff like that. So yeah, that's if you're doing like basic drop shipping. And sometimes you find, especially if you have suppliers that are in China, when your goods get to your clients, you find they actually have Chinese writings on them and stuff, and then now your clients are confused because they're expecting to see your brand name on the packaging. So those problems. And then another thing also which I feel comes with drop shipping is if you don't have a good supplier or somebody who's not willing to handle things like returns well, that can get really, really exhausting really fast. It's really difficult to handle angry clients as a business, and it's bad for your business. So you tend to have such problems. Like let's say if you're dealing with perishables like phones, and the phone gets to your client broken, what do we do now? And then now maybe the supplier is not willing to take it back. Also, if you are using online platforms and you have a lot of returns, a lot of angry customers, you might actually get banned. So those are the risks and the potential things that come with drop shipping. Now, how can you make dropshipping better as a business model? Well, there are a lot of people that have introduced businesses to the dropshipping space. So basically, there are companies like CJ Dropshipping and a bunch of other companies which I won't mention here. But there are a bunch of companies that have come in to maybe help you do third-party inspecting of the goods to ensure that the goods are in a good state before they actually get your clients. We have suppliers that actually do custom packaging. That's if you're willing to spend extra. They are willing to put your brand name on the items to ensure that your brand identity is preserved. And also, I feel like you need to have a really good policy on returns and how to handle that, and basically you're good to go. I hear most people say as well that you can do drop shipping for free, which you can start with no money. It is possible, but I feel like it's difficult to maintain it long term without any money, because at the end of the day you have to pay other third-party things like your website. If you're doing just social media and selling from there, like, well and good, but then you have to pay third parties to do your website, to have hosting, to advertise. If you're doing ads, you also have to pay this extra. If you're building a brand long term, you have to pay these extra things like dropshipping, CJ dropshipping I mentioned, custom packaging, and basically just, yeah, that's that. But then you really have to put in the work. It's not an easy thing, it doesn't come overnight, and you have to put in the work. So if you're ready for entrepreneurship, or you've already started your business is running, and you're wondering how you can manage your business or no, because the last tip that I would give you is, it's always important to have a mentor and have people that you can talk to. So in the dropshipping space, meaning who can you communicate to, who can speak into your life, and yeah, find a mentor, find someone who can tell you how it goes, how the business model works, and who can monitor your progress basically, so that you do not make the mistakes that other people have made. And yeah, that is why it's important to have like-minded individuals around you and have people who can speak into your life. Now, I know it's difficult to find mentors sometimes, and this is why I've introduced the Rise and Thrive community, which is coming soon. So basically in the Rise and Thrive community, we'll basically be having mentorship programs. You can find a mentor, people to mentor you, people to tell you how to go. We will host seminars, we will host classes, we will host different things, and basically all we're trying to do is to rise and thrive together. And that is what's important at the end of the day. There's a saying that if you want to go quick, go alone. If you want to go far, go with other people. And yeah, this is why you should go with the Rise and Thrive community. So yeah, get ready. And there'll be so many other things there, ebooks and different things. And how's business going for you? And have you started? If you haven't started, this is your sign to start today. Stop procrastinating. Don't procrastinate. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. And with business, I have realized the best thing to do is just start. And the more you keep on pushing it to tomorrow, the harder it's going to be for you to start your business. So just start your business. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. Anyway, that's all I had for you guys today. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with that person that you know needs to hear this information. And if I've left anything, please don't forget to drop it down in the comment section below, and let's get talking. Please, let's help each other, because business is a lonely thing, especially if you don't really know what you're doing. So yeah, let's make friends, let's be consistent, and let's keep pushing each other. But also, don't forget, don't procrastinate, and just do it.